All right. Good morning, everyone from the Pacific Northwest. It is 7 o'clock in the morning here in Washington State, where I am tuning in from. Where are you all tuning in from? I'm super excited because we've gotten such a big reach outside the United States and Canada and all over the world. Hello from Seattle and Canada and Sweden, the Okanagan, Malaysia, Virginia Beach, Chicagoland. Yeah, calling in, checking in from all over. I'm super excited to see you and hear you and feel you. And can you imagine, just take for just a moment, what it's like to know that there are many, many people around the world that are tuning in at the same time? Wouldn't it be interesting that if we could all be in the same room and actually see each other? But today's topic of conversation is your energy field corrupted? So I'll give you the short answer. Yes. Yes. Everyone's energy field is corrupted. Now, that might shake you up a little bit, or you'll say, oh, yeah, I'm sure it's corrupted. How could it not be corrupted? So, when I'm talking about the energetics of corruption, I'm not talking about like being a bank robber. You're corrupted to do evil. You're corrupted to be, a liar in politics. We're not talking about that type of corruption. The type of corruption I'm talking about is more like, have you ever heard someone, in computer talk say, you have a corrupted file, or that's a corrupted file? So what happens is you can open up all the files around it, but that file you can't open because it's corrupted. It's been damaged. It's been overly influenced by maybe a virus or something else. So are you corrupted? Are you overly influenced by, another file that's causing you to shut down? So I'm going to let you be the decider of that. You are the one that gets to determine if your files are corrupted. So we do live in an energetic world. Our physical bodies in the 3D world, it has mass, it has matter. This chair that I'm sitting on, the desk that I'm sitting at, the printer, the bookshelf, all of that is in the 3D world. And then we have the fourth and fifth and other dimensions as well. But we have this energy field. And so one of the things that, as a psychic, as a nurse, as a clairvoyant who's been doing this work for 30 years and looking at loads of energy fields of beautiful people who are corrupted in their behaviors by the influence of others, or by the influence of societal beliefs, or by the files of rules and regulations. You shouldn't do that. Or by the files of what you kind of measure as a guideline for you to live by, maybe somebody that you really respect. So your own files get corrupted. You won't follow your own files, your own energy system, your own beliefs, because you believe that somebody has your answers, or if you lived your life like somebody else, that your life would be better. So you can start to see there's a lot of ways that our energy files can become corrupted. And so one of the things that I've been doing all of these years is I have been rooting out where there might be a corrupted file, and then I move that out of my field. And then what ends up happening is that the Nancy Rebecca that I was born to be really starts to reveal more and more and more. Do I change and I'm different? No, I just start to feel like maybe what I'm supposed to feel like. So we're going to hop right in there a little bit more. Hi from Tobago and Devon, UK. Awesome. Bad command or file name. So one of the things I wrote here, corruption is defined as a dishonest influence by those in power. So again, that definition that I got out of the dictionary, it implies that that there's an actual person that's corrupting you. Did you know, and I said that your own energy field can be corrupted by the dishonest influence by others. But there's another definition that comes up as a process by which you've been changed from your original imprint. That's the perfect definition, where you have corrupted files that have changed you from your original imprint to express. Now, I just want to give you a little heads up here. Your core soul cannot be corrupted, right? Now, your spirit, I view your soul as that spark of the divine. All right. And then your spirit is that part that holds your personality no matter how many lifetimes you've had, no matter what, you've got a core personality. So let's say you have this incredible sense of humor. Your sense of humor is going to carry from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. So how does your file, how's that potential? Let me just kind of talk about some of these potentials about how your files can possibly be corrupted right now. And if you hang in there, then I'm going to talk about at the end how we can start to lightly dismantle those. I have 3 levels of programs, of psychic mastery development programs. And in each one of those programs, I teach techniques to dismantle these corrupted files, or energies that can influence us away from our original imprint. So I have those year-long programs, but today I'm going to teach you a really simple technique that you can use over and over and over again. And it's going to be your job to determine intuitively what that corrupted file may be that you hold within you. So remember, the blue light beings, they're still here. The blue light is still here. That influence of the blue light, it's that blue ray where it dissolves all illusions. So when your energy field, your file has been corrupted or compressed so that you can't express your original imprint, once that's in the energy field, this blue light can come through, and it's like it defrags you. I don't know if you've ever done this on a computer, and it'll say, do you want to defrag your computer? Because there's big gaps between communication on your computer. When you defrag it, you take the gaps out. Well, this is what can happen as well. That blue light comes in, it scans your whole aura, your whole energy field, and it'll say, that's a corrupt file. That's a corrupt file. That's a corrupt file. So just alone meditating and being in the flow with the blue light is really going to help minimize the number of corrupt files that you have. Now, I have to tell you, some of you, you write and you say, wow, the blue light, it's uncomfortable, or it's hard, or, I don't feel very good. Well, sometimes you may have a lot of stuck energy in the form of corrupt files in your energy field, and it just has to move through that. But now we've got the diamond silver light that's coming in today around the 15th of March, which is, as of this recording, will be tomorrow. And then we've got the equinox next week. More of it's going to be coming in, but April's going to be the big month for that diamond light. That diamond light really cuts through. I mean, I always say these are spiritual terms, but when I ask spirit, so what's this diamond light going to be like? And it says, it really cuts through all the BS. And I laugh because spirit can be just like that. So who doesn't want to cut through the BS in life, right? Who doesn't want to cut through or have cut through any BS that you're holding in your own energy field? And in my, as you are clearing that, as the blue light clears it, as the diamond light clears it, then you have this larger perspective about what's going on in life. And that's why I was saying in some of the different aspects of our worlds, like Keystone Cops, where you're watching them run around chasing each other, and you're just laughing because it's just like they just don't get it, because their field is, I'll use the word corrupted again, it's corrupted with a lot of influences from others. So we didn't start off corrupted. So I will just say that. Yes, Nancy, I prefer the straightforward approach. I'm learning that. I'm learning that. All right. So let's see here. All right. When can your energy field become corrupted? So, ancestral corruption. So, in your ancestral lineage, you could be of a different culture, a different religion, and we could talk 1,000 years back, a different color skin, um, different belief systems can be in your ancestral lineage. Now, there are some cultures that believe you are most influenced by this generation and 7 generations back, and you are influence 7 generations moving forward. So this is why it's really good to go through and let go of those corrupt files that are coming in so that you don't carry them forward. All right, so what could you carry forward? So maybe you were of a Puritan religion, going generations back, and now you're born in 2024, and this is going to be, live and let live culture, and yet you've got that really Puritan. Corrupted file that moves forward in the genetics of who you are, and now you're very Puritan in everything that you do, but your original file was corrupted, like that your original imprint is kind of smashed, so you can't express who you really are at your core. So that can really come through from your ancestral influences. But this is the thing, you don't have just one ancestral influence. You have your mothers, and you have your fathers, and you have your grandparents, grandmothers and grandfathers and great-grandmothers and great-grandfathers, and all of their life experiences. And if their life experiences suffered or struggled or were challenged with particularly harsh kind of belief systems and societal beliefs, it's like that stamp, that notary stamp, that imprint on the paper, you're going to be imprinted already before you take your first breath. All right? That's okay. You're in good company, because this is true for all of humanity. If you believe in that, and if you've been corrupted with that ancestral belief system, that you carry the wounds of your ancestors. So you see what I mean? Like, that could be a corruption to believe that that's even true. So you have to determine if that's true for you or not. In the womb. All right. So you could be in the womb, and maybe your parents, maybe it was a one night stand, or maybe you were young, or maybe you're too afraid to have babies, or maybe your grandparents were like, no, you can't have a baby right now, or maybe it was rough in the household. All of that energy that is surrounding the womb. Now, mamas, don't feel guilty, please. Do not feel guilty. That's a whole other story. But that baby in the womb can be influenced by the energies around it. Now, that's actually, they've done some scientific studies on that. So what happens is, before you even take your first breath, you are already beginning to be molded and shaped, and your original file is being imprinted in a way that you may not even be able to take your first breath in a state where you're going to be able to fully express yourself. So, yeah, you come in that way. And then if you're born a girl or you're born a boy, now there's a lot of conversation about this right now. Like, how much do we I'm just going to say corrupt the files. And I know this is politically charged. I am not standing on either side of the fence of that belief system of we should be neutral. We shouldn't even use boy and girl in the household and all of that stuff. This is what I'm going to tell you about that. I do have an opinion about that. And my opinion is you're influenced by the energy field. You're not influenced by the words. You're not influenced by maybe your parents, if you're parents and you're trying to be very neutral, gender neutral. You're not influenced by that. You're influenced by the energy field of your energy field or your mother's energy field. So it's like, so it can go back thousands of years. What was the roles of women? What was the roles of men? So those are corrupted files, right? So it's like you just want to be a creative, fun-loving, dancing, singing person, regardless of whether you're a boy or girl. Energetically, you're already going to be tainted by those corrupt files. All right. So far, have you made a determination yet if your files are corrupted or not? Okay, past lives. So let's say, all right, this happens to a lot of healers, a lot of psychics. When you start to do the work, you're terrified to come out in public. You're terrified to let anybody know. You go down these dark alleys, you're in these little rooms, psychic open with that little crystal ball. You see, there's already corrupted files that go back from thousands of years that overly influence how you behave or overly imprint your original expression. All right. All right. So, okay, let's see here. Past lives. I've talked about male and female a lot. How about if you're mama's girl or daddy's girl? Oh my gosh. I can work with a 70-year-old woman who was daddy's girl and still has those enormous imprints of being daddy's girl and then marry someone so they can still be somebody's girl. Now, and the same, I have a son. He's a mama's boy. He is proud of being a mama's boy. He says that all the time. He's in his 40s. But I had to do a lot of work around me releasing my files that I might project onto him, that no matter if he's 60 years old, he's still going to be my little boy, right? It was damaging to him for me to just see you're my little innocent little baby. And it's like, no, he's a grown man. He can do his own thing. So you can see how you can be corrupted and you can corrupt others unknowingly. All right. And then how about the role of a mother? All right. Is anybody's field corrupted yet? Have you started to hear anything in here that might help you determine if you might have an imprint in your energy field that suppresses you from expressing the fullness of who you are? I remember who I was as a person, and then I found out I was going to be a mother. Raise your hand or make a comment if you have had your own children and you know how dramatic that shift was. So what happens is energetically in the unseen world, you're moving along and then all of a sudden you're going to be a mother. There's a whole wave of energetic imprints that come in to, I'm just saying, to corrupt your files as a person about how you should be a mother. Now, some of those instructive manuals that we're downloaded with are very helpful because you can have this natural ability when you don't feel like you know what you're doing. So some of those can be quite helpful. But for the most part, I remember my grandmother telling me, you need to put that baby on a schedule or that baby's going to be, running your life, let them cry. Don't, and then I decided to shift to the part when my daughter was born about, letting them express what they need and fulfilling that need. And, you know, and my grandmother then said, she's she's turning you into a human pacifier. So you could see all these influences, and what do? They imprint you in a way that you are no longer able to express your original imprint, your original file. Okay, same with fathers, right? So fathers, all of a sudden, I watched my husband change overnight. As soon as he found out I was pregnant, all of a sudden, he's not only this husband, but he's this father. And he didn't even appear as the original person that I married, like that quick, because it's that invisible field that moves into your field. Do you have an option? Yeah. Does that option require consciousness? You bet it requires consciousness. So now that you're more conscious, we're going to, towards the end, we're going to clear these corrupted files. Okay, this is one of my favorites, and I think that you all are going to be able to relate to this. But this is a perfect example of a corrupted file in a way that's very visual. So I became a nurse. All right. So I'm a mother, I'm a wife. I become a nurse after I have my kids. And now all of a sudden, I have to start wearing scrubs. And then you have to wear certain socks. And then you have to have a certain stethoscope. And then you have to have those little clog shoes, that all the ER doctors wear, all the surgeons wear, all the nurses wear. They all have to have this certain, they all look the same. We all look the same. We're proud to look the same. How many nurses and doctors are listening in? You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, and there's a persona, like we all walk the same. I mean, then I didn't know it, but now when I look, I'm like, whoa, I just stepped right into that energy field that was the instructor manual about how I was supposed to behave and look and respond and react as a nurse or a doctor. And it's the same, like, think about psychologist or therapist. It's like, we have that imprint that you're supposed to lay on a couch and tell them all your problems. Like there's this certain kind of laid back style they have, right? That they're going to dress like that. So you can have all those corruptions in your file. Police officers. I was married to a police officer. So the moment he became a police officer, I am going to exaggerate a little bit. But it's like the mirrored sunglasses, or the leather gloves that have the fingers out of them. Like you totally open that file and you step into it. So right now, think about who you are, even an artist. How about a spiritual person? I've talked about that. Did you know that as a spiritual teacher, I'm supposed to be a vegetarian? I'm supposed to be peaceful. I'm never supposed to get angry. I have to do it all for free. I'm never supposed to charge money so that I can pay my electric bill. Like, though that is others attempting to influence my file on how I'm supposed to behave as a spiritual teacher or as a psychic, on top of being a woman and a wife and a mother and a grandmother. And if I'm fortunate, a great grandmother and a daughter, right? And a sister. All right. I have now all these corrupt files. So then now where is Nancy? All right. So that's the work I've been doing for 30 years. Where's Nancy? Kind of like, where's Waldo? Yeah. Martin's saying archetypes. Archetypes are corrupt files. They truly are. Why? Because it's an archetype. So let's say a goddess warrior archetype. You choose to, I'm going to say, put on that archetypal body suit to help you to learn and to grow, but it's not meant to become your identity, right? And we are going through a really goddess warrior phase right now where we're really, I'm going to be the goddess warrior. And then all of a sudden the family's like, what happened to you? It's like, I'm a goddess warrior. But again, you're only temporarily trying on that archetype, that influential archetype, until you no longer need it and you can shed it. And then maybe you can choose to put on the mantle of another archetype, but you're not stuck with that. How about astrology? Let me talk about astrology. It's the same. I need to get going. But I think by now you know that probably you've got a little bit of corruption in your file. So I'm an Aquarian. You might be a Capricorn or a Pisces. So how many of you really identify that is an archetype or that is a bodysuit? So it's like, I'm an Aquarius, so I'm going to work with large groups. I have an expanded visionary state. I can see, 100 years ahead or generations ahead about where things are going. So that's that mantle. That's that. I put my arm into that suit and it influences, what's the word again for it? The process by which you have been changed from your original imprint. Okay. So how many of you would like to start shedding some of that? So we are going to work with the blue light, but it can be shed by any color of cosmic color you desire. Now, I'm going to put a caution on the bottle here. You want to recognize who you are at the end of the day. You want to recognize yourself by tomorrow. So if you go into and just decide you just want to clear out every imprint that is in your energy field that is blocking you, interfering you from being the version of yourself of who you are, and you just want to get it all out of your field, you really need to give your body time to integrate. So it'd be like, your body's like, I'm a mother. And it's like, wait a minute, you just took out all my field, all those corrupted fields. How am I going to be a mother now? It can kind of throw your body into this identity crisis. So I just say, do it little bits at a time. Yes, Leah saying, yes, me. I need to drop all those blockages. So, and I will say, if you're really invested and really long-term, you really want to learn long-term, put yourself on my waiting list for the Psychic Mastery 1 so that you know when that program opens. It's not open all the time. So put your name on that list. Get on my mailing list. So when I write and read about these things, so that I can hopefully not corrupt you or imprint you in ways that's going to suppress your original expression. Right? Got to be careful with that. All right. So let the defragging begin. All right. So go ahead and close your eyes and turn within. And don't be surprised if you hear the garbage truck come through. That's a every Thursday garbage truck. We'll use it in our meditations. Go ahead and close your eyes and talk to your body for just a moment. Especially if you have those different hats on, whether it's a father, maybe a son, you're supposed to be the perfect son. Maybe you're supposed to be the perfect older brother. It's like whatever hat you have on, talk to your body and say, hey, we're going to work for the rest of our life on dismantling some of those corrupted imprints so that we can get to our original expression. So I would appreciate your willingness to let go of your attachment to those identities. Can some of you feel how just talking to your body and saying, I want your cooperation to let go of how you have identified that may be a corrupted form and imprint. Thank you for your willingness to let go of that identity that you've lived so long with that was maybe somebody else's identity for you. And how your body just starts to say, sure, I'll do it today. Maybe not tomorrow, but today. And just let it start to melt and dissolve like, warm air on an ice cube. Oh, that feels nice, everyone. Fantastic. Good job. Even if you're listening to the replay, you're going to step into that ability to melt all those projections, all of those imprints, all of those corruptions or abuses about how somebody else thinks you should be or how you think you should be. And then say hello, greet your higher self, your higher wise self that is not influenced by these corruptions or imprints. If you want to attempt to begin to get to your original expression, you can let your spirit know that, but just set the intention with your spirit. Say, I'd really like to return really to my original, true, pure expression, but at a pace that is comfortable for me and that at a pace that can be easily integrated by my body and by my life. Not too fast, not too slow, just right. Ask your spirit to tag the files or tag the places in your energy field that are the ones that are supposed to be released today. So it's like your higher self's just going to put a little flag on it. It's like, okay, these are the ones that are going to be released today. Those little tags can be a little tiny spark of light. It could be a green light, red light, yellow, purple. But just see if you can hear or feel or know the impression of where your spirit has tagged those files for deletion. Now, this is the important part. You want to ground your energy field and your body to the center of the earth. So now pretend and imagine like a deep tree root or tap root, or maybe it's a mountain you're going to use as grounding, or crystals or animals, rainbows, waterfalls. But go ahead and intend that grounding kind of connect around the area from the navel down. And then it's just going to pass through the seat of the chair or your bed, the floor of the room, And it's going to connect all the way through the Earth's crust. It's really important to let yourself relax into. Don't let your files be corrupted about how your grounding is supposed to look. It always has to be a tree. No, it doesn't. Go ahead and ground to the center of the earth and then really connect into the magnetic core that's going to pull all those tagged files easily and effortlessly right out of your aura. Very nice, everyone. Even if you've never done anything like this, it's always, I like to use some simple techniques that make it relatable. So you may start to notice some of those files, imprinted files, are already beginning to drain right down your grounding. Now, let's create and call in a large ball of cosmic blue energy. It's very much like a lapis blue or cobalt blue. But if you've got light blue coming through, it can be all phases of blue. So you come up with the color blue that works for you, and then let it begin to just flow all the way down through your aura, through your body, through your chakras, your energy centers, through your skin, through your bones, through your genetics, with the intention that it's going to dissipate those corrupted, imprinted files and dissolve them right out of your aura and drain them right down your grounding. So are some of those files from being born in a male body or a female body? Intend to go ahead and release those corrupted files about being male or female. Just let them flow right down your grounding. What did you buy into? What did you adopt as a file to live by? And then let go of what you're ready to let go of. Keep what you still need to work out a little bit. Do you have any corrupted files by culture or religion or a belief system of a large group that you adopted, or an archetype that you adopted, or an astrology sign that you adopted? So again, go ahead and let this blue flow through and pick up those files and dissolve them and drain them right down your grounding. Remind yourself of today's date. You're going to bring all these files into the present moment and your age. Maybe you were imprinted at 2 years old and now you're 65, and that corrupted file doesn't even belong there. And so go ahead and defrag and drain. All right, let's do a little bit on your profession. Are you a stay-at-home father? Are you a stay-at-home mother? Are you an artist? Are you a nurse? Are you a lawyer? Are you an engineer? Oh my gosh, that's another one. So it's like, you know, do you want to, you can still be that profession, just let go of all the imprints, corruption of what that profession should look like that came long before you were probably even born. Go ahead and let that blue light come through. And dissolve those files you no longer need. That identity that no longer serves you, so that you can get back to your original imprint, your original meaning. All right, take just a moment to allow your higher self that is not imprintable, that expression of yourself. Allow your spirit to flow down into your body and fill in all those files, all those spaces left in your energy field when you released corrupted files. Allow your spirit to fill back in all of those spaces. I'm hearing things in the spirit world. Oh, there he is. Oh, there she is. She's coming back. So there's this excitement in the spirit world as you start to re-own your life again as your purpose-filled self that is just you. Here comes the lovely garbage truck to carry off all those corrupt files. All right. There's a lot of corrupt files today for that garbage truck. So whenever you're ready, just thank your body for its willingness to change. That's the biggest thing. And then, thank your spirit for all that help, and thank each other who, whether they're joining you on the live today or listening to the replay, thank them as well for being willing at a larger group level to let go. And then whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes and look around and move your body around and just see and sense. If you feel different. So before we finish up, so don't think you're totally off the hook, because you want to be conscientious about what corrupted files you want someone else to adopt. Whether it's, a friend. I remember once someone said, "You're not a real friend because you don't hang out all the time." Well, I'm not a hanger outer all the time kind of friend. My friends know this, but that's a corrupted file that thinks a friend is supposed to go do stuff together all the time. So just notice throughout your day where you might start to adopt an influence, or you want to influence others. That's where it always starts, because that's consciousness, right? We're expanding in our consciousness. Now, next week, well, first of all, you just have to watch the YouTube videos on all the astrologists and all the prophecies and all the angel uh, um, people who talk to angels and star beings. They're going to talk about this kind of next couple months as these peak moments where that diamond light's going to just come through and just cut through the BS. That blue light surging even more to cut through the illusion. You're going to be dropping corrupted files left, right, and centered. And you might as well not do it alone. That means join me on March 19th, where I will guide you all through a meditation and healing. So I do a clairvoyant reading, healing, guided meditation together as a group to help you to be able to have that substance, to be able to help you to let go in deeper ways than you might be able to do it on your own. And it's just like this talk. No previous experience with meditation, psychic development, knowing chakras and auras, none of that stuff is needed. Why? Because your spirit already knows what to do. It already knows what to do. It's just your body needs the guidance to the step-by-step instructions. Maybe. Or did I just corrupt your files by saying that? All right, everyone. I look forward to those joining me on the equinox. I'm glad that you enjoyed this and it's opened your eyes and awakened you a little bit more about how corruption happens. Even our most corrupted politicians out there are heavily corrupted by that system. They may have started, their original imprint may have been very pure and that desire to help people. And probably any of us, if we stepped into that system, it would be hard to push back against that, right? So anyway, take care, everyone. Have an awesome, awesome day, awesome, awesome weekend. And I'll see you next Thursday live if I don't see you on the equinox. All right, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.